Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, and today we're getting into some more Kanto Cup Go Battle League battles. Got a shoutcast for you guys from a highly skilled trainer by the name of Leandro. He put together a Double Lick Strat that I'm super excited to showcase on the channel. We had the Double Psychic Strat at the beginning of Kanto Cup battles. I know Purple Kyogre put out a video on Double Bite Strat, so now we got Double Lick Strat. Maybe you've seen it already, but I'm excited to still showcase these highly skilled battles. And if you guys are hyped to get into them, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's just see how Leandro makes his team work. You've definitely seen this trainer before. He's been featured in some other YouTubers' videos showcasing his battles, and I featured him a couple times on this channel. He's one of the best trainers out of Germany, and I always appreciate it when he sends through some sets for me to shoutcast. So, he's making this double lick strategy work, and he has a Marowak lead going up against the Gyarados, but the Gyarados has Dragon Breath, so it wasn't an automatic L for the Marowak, and he pulls a solid swap. Now, keep in mind, again, these battles are coming from Germany, so the language on some of these moves that are going to come through, I might not be able to tell until I actually see the move come through. Their opponent safe swap into a Snorlax. He built up the two body slams. Lickitung has some solid play, and with the level 50 update coming soon, according to PV Poke, Lickitung is a mainstay in Open Great League battles. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have some strong opinions about level 50 and whatnot, but that's not for this video. Maybe for a future one, because Season 6 is right around the corner, and I am excited for it to come. But let's focus on these battles. So we got a Lickitung on Snorlax matchup. That is a body slam based on the amount of damage it did. If it was superpower, it would have done super effective damage to Lickitung and probably would have taken it out or got it really low. And he pulls another fantastic swap. So this is going to end up being another body slam. Oh, actually, in German, in German, that like the first part of that word did say body slam. So there we go. We got that conclusion there. Well, this is going to have to be another body slam now. Marowak on Snorlax isn't exactly ideal for the Marowak because of the fact the Lick is dealing super effective damage, but at least it's double resisting any potential body slams or superpowers that are going to come through because of Marowak's ghost typing. He's going to build up on these Bone Clubs and throw them at the Snorlax. Definitely don't want to throw Shadow Balls. Those would be double resisted that way. And then his opponent comes back in with another Pokemon. Don't know what it was. Didn't check the top right corner. Couldn't read it on screen, but he's throwing the Shadow Ball. Not taking any... Oh, Shadow Bone. Shadow Bone. We could tell based on the animation. Ended up being the Gyarados. He got the defense debuff, and Marowak survived long enough from the while taking that Dragon Breath damage to get to another Bone Club and get the shield on the Gyarados. So now he has shield advantage. He comes in with Lickitung. He decides he wants to try and throw, but ends up losing CMP. Gyarados is going to go for a charge move. This looks like an Aqua Tail. The Lickitung just barely dies, which is unfortunate. And now he's going to fully rely on Snorlax here in a 2-shield to 1-shield advantage against this Alolan Muck. One thing to take note of, this Snorlax is a shadow. This Snorlax is a shadow Snorlax. So it's going to be dealing more damage, even though these licks are going to be heavily resisted by the Alolan Muck. So it's going to be key. He gets the shield, and he probably wants to land the superpowers, but until he gets the shields, definitely safest to just body slam spam. Actually, honestly, you definitely don't want to throw superpowers. The Shadow Ball bonus on the attack for Snorlax is doing heavy damage on the Alolan Muck. So that did a good chunk. This will definitely grab the shields. He needs to get to one more body slam, and he should be able to take this match. The Gyarados is almost dead. His opponent's going to throw another charge move here, even if they're at 2 Dark Pulses. One will get the shield, and if even to get to another one, Snorlax will survive it, even as a Shadow with its defense 20% lower. He gets to another body slam. This will take out the Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck didn't even get to another Dark Pulse. And then once the Gyarados comes in, it's going to get licked down, and he pulls off a solid match here, considering he lost lead pretty hard. Getting into the second battle of the set, he's got a Marowak onto a Machamp lead. Now, I don't know how the sims go here, but you definitely don't want the Rock Slide landing from Machamp onto the Marowak, because that's going to deal super effective damage, and it's a Shadow Marowak, but these Fire Spins are adding up a bunch, and you probably just need to go for the Bone Clubs here to win out this matchup, as long as you can call the Rock Slide. He does call a Rock Slide, which is going to be huge in this matchup, and I can confidently say he would end up winning it, so his opponent pulls a swap and ends up catching the Bone Club on what looks like a Hypno swap, because I saw on the top right it was a Psychic. Oh, it's a Mew swap. Hey, I had the typing right, and this is great for his Double Lick Mons. Lickitung's going to come here and eat up this Mew with its super effective lick damage. The charge moves that are going to come through from Mew are going to hurt a bit. What was that? I actually don't even know what charge move that was. Let's see if that comes through again. What was that? It looked like a flame charge, but you didn't get an attack boost. And obviously I have no idea what that said. Oh, Dragon Claw? Is that a Dragon Claw? I think that's a Dragon Claw. I wonder, I don't really think Dragon Claw is necessarily the play in this meta, just because other than the opposing dragons like Dragonite and Dragonair, which like exist in the meta, there aren't too many around. You're dealing a bunch of neutral damage, whereas you want Wild Charge for sure for any water types, and then Surf does solid damage also. Plus, there are Rapidashes running wild in the Kanto Cup meta, which is always hype. Plus the Alolan Gravelers and Golems, the Surfs will deal super effective damage there. So he ends up winning out Switch and has shield advantage. The Machamp does come back in, which is unfortunate, but Lickitung is just so bulky that was surviving Shadow Machamp's counters to get to the Body Slam and take out the Machamp. Lickitung is a Shadow Machamp counter, confirmed, and his opponent comes in with an Alolan Muck, and this time he has even more of an advantage than in the previous match. He still has his Alolan Marowak alive that can deal super effective damage with these Bone Clubs, and plus he has a Snorlax and he has shield advantage, so this match is GG. So he's over farming here, which he didn't necessarily need to do, but I guess it causes a CMP time. The next Bone Club's not going to necessarily take out the Alolan Muck here, so I guess over farming isn't, I mean, it's not really not a big deal. He's got this match won no matter what, so it's not making too big a difference. Going to get the Muck nice and low. Probably Fire Spin down. He pulls off a little swap there, try and catch a move. Doesn't end up catching it, so opponent's throwing a Dark Pulse with 1 HP onto a Snorlax that can most definitely eat this charge move, lick down the Alolan Muck, and take the second match of this set. I'm really liking this team comp in action just because there are a lot of psychic types around, like Mew and Hypno is literally everywhere, and then the lick damage is dealing super effective as much as it's not getting stabbed, definitely putting some hurting on it, and they're pretty bulky Pokemon. Like Lickitung was taking super effective damage from that Shadow Machamp and was still able to get off a Body Slam there and survive. And he pulls off a beautiful swap here, which if this was the Shadow Ball, that would have been a great catch because it would have been double resisted, but it ended up being a bait by his opponent. They safe swap into a Shadow Victory Bell. The Lickitung is eating this pretty well, not gonna lie, might get the 2 Body Slams. It looks like it's just getting the 2 Body Slams, which is huge, because Shadow Victory Bell most definitely does not want to even really like take any of these. Oh yeah, considering its health, this Body Slam will take it out if the Shadow Victory Bell decides not to shield here. So the question is, does his opponent commit to the swap and give up both shields? They gave up both shields, but now the Marowak can just come in and feast on the Victory Bell because these Razor Leafs are doing nothing. A Leaf Blade coming through is not threatening. Maybe it throws an Acid Spray just so its future Razor Leafs can do more. It does throw an Acid Spray, so it definitely didn't need the shields, but that's still not allowing the Razor Leafs to do much, and the Alolan Marowak is now loaded. He pulls off another swap, which honestly, I guess to clear the debuff, but he could have just thrown the Shadow Ball there. Probably would have. Oh no, he has Shadow Bone. It wouldn't have one-shot the Marowak. All right, fair play, fair play. Swaps in the Snorlax though. His opponent matches with a Venusaur, and this is actually a Vine Whip Venusaur, which is fascinating, just based on the fact that they had a Shadow Victory Bell with Razor Leaf, so we would have thought maybe they were trying to run a double Razor Leaf team. And then they get to a Frenzy Plant here. It gets the Snorlax super low, but this ain't making a difference. This is GG. He could Fire Spin down, go past 100 energy, throw double Shadow Bone. His opponent decided to quit. Can't blame them. Leandro's putting in some serious work with this team, and these are ranked 10 battles, and even though this is Season 5, there are hidden elos there. We know that because of leaderboards, and because Leandro's one of the best trainers out of Germany, his hidden elos gotta be pretty high, and these have been some extremely competitive battles that he's pulling off dubs in. Now the question is he going to make the same move he made in the last game? He did. He caught another charge move on his Lickitung. If this ends up being a Shadow Bone, unfortunately ends up being a Bone Club, but if he would have caught the Shadow Bone, it would have given them even more of an advantage. Catching the move there, though, is still huge because now his Alolan Marowak still has a bunch of energy in the back, and Lickitung can tank a lot, like it clearly just did. Now the question is going to become, is he going to be able to win out Switch here by getting off these Body Slams and potentially licking down the opposing Clefable? This next Body Slam is going to come through. This is opponent's shield to guarantee to keep Switch, or are they going to let it go? They let it go. It's going to be close. They'll be able to lick before the Charms go through. The Charms, I think he would be able to lick if his opponent didn't get to his Charge move. They get to the Charge move. It's going to take out the Lickitung. I think he would have been able to lick down, though, before that next Charm went through, though. And he's still able to farm up even more energy as a Alolan Marowak. Unfortunately, though, they have an Alolan Muck, but I guess this isn't the worst thing in the world. He's got a ton of energy on his Marowak, and these Bone Clubs will be dealing super effective damage to the Alolan Muck, so it will threaten a shield just like that one. And he's essentially at 2 now. This is going to be a Dark Pulse. Definitely have to shield this because it would take out the Marowak's remaining health. And let's see how he decides he wants to play out the remainder of this match. He's built past 2 Bone Clubs here. He's going to be able to get a shield here, or is he going to put the Muck into the yellow? He puts the Muck into the yellow. The next Bone Club might take it out, but they CMP tie, so that's unfortunate. You definitely want to make sure you get this Bone Club off. So he's going to shield another Dark Pulse that comes through. This Bone Club, I think, will take out the remaining health, just because that Fire Spin quick move damage was definitely putting in some work there, gets his opponent's last shield, and then they swap into their own Alolan Marowak, but they threw immediately, and considering they didn't build up any extra energy, this has to be a Bone Club, which does not take out the Marowak. He builds up to a Shadow Bone and then swaps into his Snorlax. The question becomes, do you throw Body Slam and then Lick down and leave with some residual energy, or do you just go for the full Lick farm down and then chuck all the energy at the Alolan Muck in the back? His opponent threw a Shadow Bone there, might have been hoping for a debuff so these Fire Spins could be dealing more damage, because that's really the only thing that makes sense in trying to throw this Shadow Bone over the Bone Club. Bone Club would be the better move just because the Shadow Bones would be double resisted. And then, of course, Bone Club's less energy. He completes the entire Lick farm down. That's insane. Gonna get off the superpower here from his Shadow Snorlax. This will definitely finish off the Alolan Muck. Had another superpower there, even if it didn't, and takes a fourth match of this set. Leandro's making some really aggressive plays and overcoming some negative matchups by playing proper energy management. He had a Marowak line up with a Muck. Man, he's seeing a lot of other opposing Marowak leads, but he had a Marowak up against a Muck and essentially beat it because of the fact that he had the energy that he had. He goes for the swap again, unfortunately not able to catch the move here. There should be a Bone Club because his opponent had plenty of time to think about what move to throw here with the Lickitung in, but the Bone Club really doesn't do much to the Lickitung, so honestly, his opponent throwing there was a mistake. I would consider that a mistake, just because a super effective Bone Club to the Marowak in the back would have been more advantageous for a potential endgame. And then his opponent swaps into a Wigglytuff, not Clefable. I saw Fairy, and I was like, is this the same match? Am I watching the same match over again? They swap into a Wigglytuff here, and he's almost at 2 Body Slams. I think he's going to just fall short of the second Body Slam. It's going to be close. I think he might want to just throw the Power Whip just because of the fact he was unable to get to the second Body Slam. But that's okay. The Wigglytuff will probably get to a charge move. It's resisted. Yeah, it's not worth shielding. The Marowak also resists all the charms, so it could commit to a Fire Spin down and just be loaded on energy for the other Marowak to come back in, or whatever his opponent's third Pokemon is, because he's definitely at 100 energy. He's going for the swap. The opposing Marowak had some energy, and he expected his opponent to throw and expected correctly. Ends up being another Bone Club that he caught this time, but still a really awesome swap just because of the fact that Marowak has a ton of energy now. If he could just get these shields from this Clefable, it's not looking too good. All the energy is going to be huge though. Let's see how he decides to play this one out and see if he can make this work. That Body Slam was actually oppressive though. That did a solid chunk to the Clefable, so this is going to threaten the shield. He's definitely got to give up the shields here. He gives up, his opponent gives up the shields, the charm comes through, you just throw the Bone Clubs, yep, that's it. The Marowak's literally at 100 energy, he clicked that Bone Club so quick, the charm couldn't go through. The question is, does it get the opponent's shield? It doesn't. Oh, it just barely didn't take out the Clefable. He's got 2 shields. Is he going to be able... Oh, he's going for double Shadow Bone. That's definitely the smart play. A Bone Club would not take out the Marowak from that remaining health, but he still needs to get out the second Shadow Bone before getting Fire Spun down. They CMP tie. This was a waste of a throw. Leandro has 2 shields here. His opponent really needed a Fire Spin down to potentially win, but honestly, a Fire Spin down wouldn't have been enough. This next Shadow Bone is going to do it, and he's going to be able to play out of another poor situation and take the dub and pull off a 5-0 set with this Double Lick strategy. I really enjoy watching through these battles. Leandro, thank you so much for submitting them again. Honestly, the strat works really nicely. Lickitung, Snorlax, and even Marowak are all pretty bulky Pokemon. Lick gets the Body Slam relatively quickly. A lot of Psychic types. The Licks are super effective there. We didn't see that too much, but we saw other ghosts like a bunch of opposing Marowaks where he was able to lick those down, farm up a bunch of energy, really manages energy well throughout these battles. That was extremely impressive as we watched through them. And then, of course, like I said, the bulkiness. Snorlax and Lickitung, as much as they don't want to see fighting damage and he only really saw one fighter, at least he's able to cover that weakness with Alolan Marowak, because if it avoids the Rock Slides, Marowak's beaten the main fighter. I guess, yeah, really the main fighter in Machamp. I know Primeapes are being used and they have Night Slash, but I haven't really seen that matchup and I don't really know how that one goes. Plus, Primeapes are pretty glassy, so I could see Snorlax and Lickitung doing fairly well against it. But anyhow, now I'm on a complete tangent, just trying to think through potential weaknesses for this team, but it's a solid team. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. Let me know what teams you've been having success with in Kanto Cup battles, and let me know if you think this is a good meta. I really loved the Kanto Cup meta, and I hope they bring it back in a future season where it's more competitive and people are really trying to strive for rank 10 and like their high-stake battles. Other than that, I do want to give you guys a heads up. I'm taking off Catch Cup. I'm not excited for that meta at all. And I think I need to take a week right now to prepare for Season 6 because I'm extremely hyped for Season 6 coming through and all the new potential and possibilities that are going to come with the 24 ranks that we've been hearing about. I'm like giving little teasers about Season 6 throughout this video and not talking about it in depth. Maybe I should do a video on that within the week, but I want to get some things set up and planned. I still want to work on a Discord. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comments section. I want to get a Patreon set up. I want to essentially like take a mental note and get myself like focused on what type of content and how often I want to put out content for Season 6, because I really think as much as Season 5 felt like an off season and the hype kind of died down, I really think that Season 6 is just going to have another explosion into the Pokemon Go PvP and Go Battle League community, so I want to be prepared to give you guys the most valuable content that I can. Now, on that note, I will, like I said, be taking a week off. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. I'm getting really sidetracked. Also, I just really don't like Catch Cup. Catch Cup's just... No, oh, that's what I'm going to be doing for the week. I'm going to also be trying to get as much Stardust because I'm Stardust poor, and I definitely don't want to spend it on Catch Cup because of the fact that Season 6, with all the stuff that's coming with it, I'm going to need dust there. I'm going to want to try Spice stuff. Metas are going to be changing and whatnot just because of this whole level 50. I've talked too much now. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.